Good to go?
We gotta get chips, dude.
No, dude, no chips.
What happened? Chips and beer, dude.
We
That's
good?
what I gotta do.
You're good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Let's Get Into It. I want to welcome you guys to the show. We've got Rod Tootie Rinks. We've got Davey Dave on the ones and twos.
Who was working hard all day.
Man, that was
What show were you on?
Expanding Universe of Ashley Garcia.
How was that? Are those guys any good?
Oh, come on.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
You know, my son loves that guy, man.
He does.
Big time Tommy.
Big time Tommy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. OS for life.
OS for life. All right, well, look.
What's wrong with your voice, dude?
I know, I'm sorry, dude. Look, you guys are going to have to take over the show for the majority of it because I did lose my voice. I don't know what's happening.
I'm not buying it.
I lost
We're not
my
taking
voice.
over the show.
Something's happening with my voice. I'm sure it sounds ridiculous, but
I think you got the herp.
You got the hips?
I thought I had mono, but it turned out I was just really bored.
Oh! Whoa,
You know who did that, Joey? You know whose joke that is?
Who's?
I don't know.
Okay.
was
That's a
wondering
good
if you
intro
knew.
to our guest.
Right. Well,
That's from Wayne's World, by the way.
Is it? I didn't know
dude,
that one.
it is. You're right. One of our finest comedians, award-winning filmmaker, Joey Medina, does what all content providers must do, which is act, write, produce, direct. He also edits his own material.
Wow. Yeah.
And we're going to get into some stories today because
You hooked
he's
me
got
up
some
with
good
Joey
ones.
Medina from Made in Mexico.
I'm a big fan. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Joey Medina.
Hey.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful intro, and I appreciate
Let me give you a better intro.
Okay.
Let's hear ladies and gentlemen, you've seen him on HBO and Showtime. Here he
Comedy
is,
Central.
Joey Medina.
The 130-pound champ from New Mexico.
That was a long time ago, 130 pounds.
What
I'll
was
tell
the
you that.
name? What was the name when you fought?
Joey the Kid Medina.
Joey the Kid Medina.
Yep.
130s.
Well, 130, yeah. Like I tell people in my act, I go, I was a grown man and I weighed the same amount as an 11-year-old Mexican girl.
Were you any good?
Yeah, man. I was an Arizona lightweight champion. I fought for the super featherweight NBF title.
Are you kidding?
What?
Yeah.
Don't
And how
get
was
smart.
that?
That was fun, man. I love fighting. Fighting was something I've done my whole life, and as a little boy. And so when I got to do it professionally, it was amazing. I remember the first time I had a professional fight, I didn't sleep at all that night. I literally didn't sleep at all, and I was a nervous wreck. And but I still won the fight. I think I knocked the guy out in the 5th round. It was a 6-round fight. My first pro fight was a 6-round main event fight.
Did you win the championship? Did you?
I got robbed when I
you
fought
did?
for the NBF title. Yes,
Did you
I
go 12 rounds?
No, what happened was
What had happened was
in the 3rd round, I hit the guy with a left hook and I cut his eye open. The next round, he headbutted me, cut my eye open. So they went to the scorecards in the 4th round, and they gave him a majority decision.
Did that make you quit?
No, but it kind of made me lose heart a little bit because I'm thinking, come on, man. I felt like I got robbed. Like I felt like someone came up to me with a gun and took my paycheck. I'm like, it's not fair. I worked hard for that win.
Yeah.
And the local paper said I won, and I did win the fight.
But you know what? You won the crowd, too, though. It's kind of like a Rocky thing.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So, like, the aficionado, because I'm a big boxing fan, I'm sure the people who knew
And a good
knew
boxer.
who won. Thank you, Robert.
You are.
Robert
Yes,
saw me
nice.
fighting a
That's
smoker
cool.
one time.
But when I won the state title,
Yeah.
I won a 11-round knockout. It was a 12-round fight. I won an 11-round knockout, and that was great. And because I was a 3-1 underdog in that fight.
Nice.
Does getting hit in the head, does it affect you? I mean,
It affects me in the sense that I tell all my exes I always forget stuff. Like
It's a great excuse.
I forget their birthdays, I forget anniversaries, I forget that I'm in a relationship.
Dude, I love that.
I forget all. Anytime I forget something, I blame it on boxing.
So your favorite song is "I Keep Forgetting."
Yeah, there you go.
Love Anymore.
What's your name?
It makes no sense.
Great excuse.
By the way, you have a fascinating life. You really have done a lot of stuff, and I've been a big fan of yours. Your comedy, your shorts. You've been in my shorts. You've
Yes.
been in my movies. You've been in Tootie's
Made
movies.
in Mexico.
You're
Don
still
Mierda.
touring currently. Let's talk about what you're doing
Danica,
today.
right? I was in Danica.
You were,
did Danica,
you were
right?
in
Were you in
Danica.
Danica?
Yeah.
I was in
Yeah, he
Danica,
was in
yeah.
Danica.
Nice.
That was a
With
movie
Marissa
with
Tomei?
Marissa Tomei. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Roberts is very proud of that one.
Well, I remember that. I remember specifically everything that happened with that. When you guys did Danica, I came in during the callback stage, but it was my first audition. And I auditioned as a captain. But I remember back then, I know I'm too young for this role. I remember that. So I went in. I even got a...
With Joseph Middleton. He read for Joseph Middleton.
You read for Joseph.
And I got
Robert set me up.
I got a acting
Great
coach,
story.
and I know I killed the audition. I killed it. And then they asked me, "Do you have any questions?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm too old for this role." And I think it was Lori said, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right." So I was like, "Okay, no worries." But I felt good that I did well. Driving home, my manager called me up and said they're going to give you another part. It was a small part. It had maybe like one line. I was the paramedic at the end that was carrying her into the thing.
Right.
But I was like, "This is awesome. This is cool. I'm happy with this." And so it was fun. So anyway, that was my story. On
I think you made a good paycheck that day because everyone's worked massive overtime, right?
Yeah, I was good. I'm okay. I love it. That's one thing you got when you're in the business. Just it's all about. Well, it's not all about that, but it's like when you're getting paid well, you're doing okay.
Yeah,
it's fine. I was having fun. We're on the lot on the
New York
Universal
New York
lot,
Street,
right?
yeah, New York Street.
You got
There you
paid
go.
well for Made in Mexico too, right?
Oh my God, yeah. I took most of that money and I invested it in lottery tickets.
And Bitcoin.
Joey actually killed it to make it. He did a great job, dude. He played Don Mierda.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was really good.
It was good.
What kind of name is that?
Don
Mierda?
Mierda? Well, what does Mierda mean, dude?
That's what all my exes call me.
Means poop.
Means what?
Poop.
Boop. Oh yeah. He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy's bad guy.
Hey,
if that
Teddy,
makes sense.
got bad news for you, bro. But you're eating chips again directly into the mic.
I'm hungry, dude. If somebody didn't show up 4 hours late because they were
dude.
working,
My bad, man.
We
My
are
bad.
working this show late, huh?
Yeah, man.
So you box for a little bit of your young life.
Yes.
When do you decide, you know what, I'm going to go into comedy? Was
Well-
that your first thing?
No. Boxing was first. Filmmaking was second, believe it or not, and comedy was last. And
So how'd you
How'd
get
the
into
filmmaking
filmmaking?
start?
Yeah.
well, I got into filmmaking as a little boy. Okay, I'll make it real quick.
I know.
no, it's a podcast. Make
Okay.
it as long as
It
you
didn't
want.
start real quick. When I was little, I was a little
That was a
chap.
sperm. I remember being part of a sonogram, and I said, "You know what? I like the show business thing." No,
Wah.
my fifth grade teacher, I just spoke to him like 2 weeks ago. My fifth grade teacher, Mr. Morris Chernow was his name, put on this little 8mm film he did with the class before. It was like a parody of Batman. So it was no sound because it was just 8mm film. And there was like a little boy dressed like Batman, and he had a jump rope, and he would hold it, and they would have little signs that would hold up. It was a 3-minute little shitty movie, right? But I remember looking at that going, like, astonished and going, I want to do that. I didn't want to be in front of the camera. I go, I want to make that. So in 7th grade, I bought from a teacher a stolen film camera. Don't forget, Bronx, New York, right? He sold me a projector, a camera, a Super 8 camera, and a screen that all said Board of Education on it for $50.
Nice.
So I made a little King Kong parody with my friends and stuff, and that was it. But then I really got into boxing, so all I did was focus on boxing. But right after high school, I went to school for television production. So I went to school for television production. I studied that for a year. And
When you got out of high school.
out of
Wait,
high school,
so
yeah, out of high
you're
school.
from the Bronx?
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did I say New Mexico? Were you ever from New
No,
Mexico?
I lived in Tucson for a while.
Oh, you
That's
did?
where you probably got
That's where you
Tucson and
fought.
New Mexico the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah. So then anyway, yeah. So then I moved. In 19, I turned pro. Right after television production school, I turned pro and I went to Arizona, and I turned pro, and then that was it. But my first job in Arizona was a cameraman for the local news.
Really?
KBOA News. Yeah, I was a cameraman for KO.
I love that.
Yeah, because I had all the experience from film school.
I don't know.
No, it
You
was
tell
chips.
me.
It was chips. You can eat chips while
eating
you're
fucking
in the-
chips.
Yeah. I know you're eating chips.
I heard you like to eat
I'm going to
chips.
throw my salsa on my fucking sweatsuit. I don't want to do that. I
I can't see it. It's red.
Hey, keep
Burgundy
it
player,
keep
Burgundy.
it PG rated, okay?
Hey, what's with the PG? It's okay. All right. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Hey, take it
Take it
easy.
easy.
So you fell in love with film first.
I
Was
fell
there
in
a
love with
movie? There's a running theme on this show. Was there a movie that inspired you that you were watching that you said, "Woman"?
It was a 5-minute amateur film from a 5th grade class the year before mine, and that was a movie that inspired me.
And tell me about that movie. Like, what was it that you were
It was
watching?
really crappy. It was It was Super 8 film has no sound, and so what he did was he recorded he made a little like a Batman parody. So there was a kid dressed as Batman. There was another kid dressed as a bat guy or so, a bad person or whatever. The kid had a jump rope for the bat rope, and they would just hold signs up, to like a silent movie. But I remember looking at that, knowing that wasn't professional. That was like someone made that, and I'm like,
hey,
I want to make that.
Yeah, you can do it,
and I want to make that. So 2 years later, that's when I bought my own equipment, $50,
right?
And I got the whole Super 8 camera.
That's what I love. What I love about that story is, we all get into film for different reasons and in different ways. I did sort of the same thing. I bought a Super 8 movie camera, but the whole issue for me was I wasn't willing to shoot it, pull it out, send it to be developed, get it back, edit it. Like, I wasn't willing to do all that because I was like, I'm 10.
Right.
I can't figure it out.
That was your best delivery ever. I'm not willing to do it because I'm 10.
Right.
Well, I'm 10 years old. Like, I don't know. Like, this is way too much stuff to do.
Right.
Like, I wasn't built. I'm not mechanically built that way. Right. My mind doesn't work in like, oh, you get it, you send it, you get it back, right? So I kind of quit early on, and I just said that's not what I want to do. It's just too labor intensive.
Right.
So I totally applaud you for
Yeah.
for doing it when you were little.
In your defense, I was a couple years older. I was in junior high school, so that was
That's still
seventh grade. It was seventh grade. What's that? 12, 13?
I gave up on it for a long time until I got older. When video cameras came into play, I was like, okay, this I can do.
Yeah.
I just put a VHS tape in this thing and just go, and then I cut the VHS tape. I could do that.
So Tucson cameraman, after boxing, where do you go from there? I love that, by the way. No one gets smart with a camera guy.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I was a camera guy during boxing.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
So you would show up all busted up Fight Club style.
No, I was pretty good. I didn't get hit that much. But I would show up.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, I would. No. When I moved to Tucson, I moved to turn pro.
Right.
But I had to get a job, obviously, right? So the first job I got was at a television production studio. And it was funny because, not television production studio, it was a news show. I did the evening news. And the funny thing is, I came from New York, and one thing's in New York, everything's union. So I'm thinking, oh, this is great. I'm going to make $30 an hour.
Oh, right.
And no, it was Tucson, Arizona, man. It was minimum wage. I got paid minimum wage.
Yeah.
No mobsters out there. Just
No,
Indians.
so I was
overtime either.
No, I was a professional boxer. I was a cameraman, and I was eligible for food stamps. That's how bad it was.
Damn.
So
Material.
What came next?
Then I quit that job because I was making enough money in boxing. But I had a couple little jobs here and there. And then I was doing really well in boxing, so I was just doing that. And then I moved. Then I got into comedy. Towards the end of boxing, I got into comedy. But I was also in law enforcement. I have a whole bunch of. I've got like I said, my job. Life's a job fair. But when I got into comedy, I decided to move to L.A. because I got to do show business. I got to do that. And then what I did was I said, I'm going to write a movie so I can star in to help my career.
What year is this?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. Maybe late 1990s.
Late 90s? Okay.
97, 98, 99,
Okay.
something
Oh,
like that. So I wrote this movie called El Matador. I think you went there. I think you went to it. So I wrote it, but as I'm writing this film for me to star in, I realized I'm not this character. I can't play this character.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I'm just going to direct this. So I wrote it with myself directing it, and a friend of mine, Jason Robacher, who was a comedian as well, he went to film school, and he had good credit because he was white, and so he financed the whole thing on his credit cards, and I shot the whole movie for $15,000, and it was my film school because I won't show it to anybody now, but I learned a lot. Paul Rodriguez was in it. Emilio Rivera was in it. Felipe Esparza.
Paul Rodriguez was in
Paul
it?
Rodriguez was in
Emilio
it.
Rivera was in it?
Yeah, Emilio Rivera was in it. Everybody was in it, and it was a funny movie, man. And I love Robert Rodriguez. So it was called El Matador, kind of paying homage to El Mariachi. I'm really good with making small budgets look big, except for that one. That one just does. It looks small, but
No, I want to see it.
but the thing is, I sold it for $25,000, so I made a $10,000 profit.
What?
So
Can we see it, Joey, or no?
it's actually on disc in Netflix. You can get it on Netflix on disc.
Netflix does this still?
Yeah, yeah, but
Okay.
that's because when they bought it, they didn't
Yeah.
have streaming, and you can buy it at Amazon and stuff like that. But I
Okay.
really don't want no one to see it because it's not that good.
I saw your
Matador's
pilot. Your pilot you did not.
Oh,
too-
yeah, thank you.
dude. That was really fucking. I was
See,
laughed
that's the
out
one I wanna
loud.
see, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Did
the
you
one I
see the
sent you.
pilot?
No, that's the one I just
With
sent
you-
him.
So go ahead. Sorry,
So-
Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You know, it's like, everybody has that first kid, turns out a little slow. You keep him in the attic.
That's me.
That's what El Matador is. El Matador is my slow kid. I keep in the attic.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot. It made a profit. I paid off my friend. Well,
Did he want to do it again?
no.
Wow.
As long as
That's like in Vegas.
It wasn't
You
that I
win and you
asked. It
leave.
wasn't that I asked him. It's like I'm very bad for asking. I don't like asking for things.
Yeah.
You know, so like now the film that I'm doing now, I'm doing a crowdfunding thing for it, and that's like I'm uncomfortable because I've never done that before. But
How you doing on that? The crowdfunding.
well, I just started it this last week.
Yeah.
It's the goal is $15,000, and I have about close to $1,300 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to talk about it more. I want to explain it more before.
Okay, we want
I
to hear the whole
hit up
story
people
about
for
how.
money.
But first, I think you're a funny comedian. I think your routine's hilarious. We've worked a little bit together as a writer, and I think you're very,
Yeah,
very
that's
talented. You obviously have made a career of being a comedian.
Yes.
How did that career happen? How did you build a career being a comedian? Like, where did that start to happen? Because obviously, if you did nothing else, you could live a comfortable life as a
Right.
comedian.
Well, the comedian thing started really by accident. I got divorced from my wife at the time. I quit my job as a cop, and so my wife kicks me out of the house because she's crazy. She throws all my stuff out in the middle, in front of the house. And I thought when I got home, my neighbors were having a yard sale. And then so I realized all that stuff was mine, right? So, and I was very proud. I didn't want to tell anybody what happened. So I just put all the stuff in my car. And I lived like a few months in my car.
Wow.
A Camaro. I had a Camaro, IROC Z or whatever. And I've done, like 2 times I went to open mic. I did open mic before. So I was really depressed, man. I was down. I was broke. I was
Where's
down.
this at? Here in LA? Or
Tucson, Arizona.
okay.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? Let me go to the comedy club, the local comedy club, because they know me. They won't charge me. I just wanted to go to the comedy club to cheer up, and I've done maybe 3 minutes twice before on stage, right? So I go up to the comedy. I go to the comedy club. I'm depressed. I don't have any money. I can't buy a drink. I'm standing in the back, and I'm watching this comedian kill. And everyone's laughing, and he's laughing. Everyone's having a good time, and I'm cheering up. And then all of a sudden, it just hit me. I go, I have nothing to lose. I can start my life all over again. I don't have a family. I don't have money. I don't have a car. I don't have a place to live. I don't have no one. I go, I can do what the hell I want to do. And I looked at that comic. I go, I'm going to do that. I'm going to become a comedian, professional. And that was it. I made a choice that day, and I worked my ass off. I was donating plasma, so I can buy food. I was doing all that.
Damn.
And then check this out. Fast forward maybe a month or two. Paul Rodriguez is performing at the convention center in Tucson. It's about maybe a 1,500-seat theater. I never borrowed money in my life at this time, but I wanted to see him. I was so into comedy that so I borrowed $12.50 for a ticket from a friend. He lends me the money. I drive my house to the place, and I sit in the very back, so the last seat, last thing, and I'm looking around this beautiful theater, man. And Paul Rodriguez comes and he destroys and kills, and I'm watching him. I'm looking at the theater, and I told myself, one day I'm going to open for him, and I go, one day I'm going to perform on this stage. 4 years later, I opened for him on that stage.
That's tight.
And but I teared up when I walked on that stage. I forgot all about it until I walked on that stage and I looked out into the dark.
Did you look at the seat?
Yeah, I
that
looked
you
towards
sat
the
at?
back, and I'm like, oh my God. I was sitting there, and I said this, and I did them both at the same time. It was like open for him, and I did that stage all at the same time. And it was a surreal moment, and it was one of those things like, you know what? The hell with odds, the hell with bad luck, the hell. If you want to do something, you can do it. And just say you're going to do it.
Amen.
Don't have a plan. You don't need a plan. Just say you're going to do it, because when you say you're going to do it, that points you in that direction.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. You need to be pointed in that direction, then other things will help motivate you move forward.
I am so fired up right now. I want to get up and do something.
But go to Laugh Factory, do 3 minutes.
I'm going to go through 3 minutes right now.
Do you think boxing had anything to do with that in terms of discipline and training?
Yeah, boxing has made me a lot better comedian. Boxing has taught me a lot of things in life.
Yeah,
because I know when I give people advice, I use boxing as an analogy. You know what I mean? Like Muhammad Ali, one of the best quotes. I love quotes and memes and all that, but one of the best quotes I ever heard of was from Muhammad Ali. He said, "The canvas is no place for a champion." And if you take that quote, you can take that anywhere in life, meaning you never should be on the canvas. Never. It's okay to get down. It's okay to be knocked down. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have bad luck. But the second you hit that floor, you bounce right the hell back up.
Stay on the canvas.
Yeah, and you keep going forward.
I mean,
that's how champions are made. And whether it's a sport or whether it's filmmaking or any business, that's how champions are made.
Yeah.
When you don't know how to lose and you just keep going, you're like, all right. I think in my mind, life just goes, all right, fine, here, take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every time I've done something like that, something good has come out of it. So
life has a sixth sense of humor.
I love that.
Yeah. Very true.
I love that.
Yeah.
But what's really inspiring, well, everything you're saying is inspiring, but I read a book called The Power of Positive Thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Where they did studies about this. Where they did studies about when you say something out loud and you create a possibility for yourself and your life, that when you start to say it into the world, not think it, say it, that it changes the world around you. You know, people start to hear you differently, you know, and that's a very inspiring thing. Life has ups and downs. You have a very successful day one day where things are going your way, and then all of a sudden you get some bad news.
Filmmaking.
You have to keep moving, just like you're saying. You have to keep trying, so you've got to win more than you lose, and that's life.
Everybody's gonna. If it's a matter if you get up. Champions don't belong in the can. That's a great quote. I never heard that from Ali, but that's
shake and bake, baby.
That's true.
Shake and bake.
We all
Robert saw me fight. He knows I don't touch the fucking canvas.
I touch the canvas, but I've gotten back up, man.
No, I know.
Every time.
Dude, you were a great boxer.
That's good.
Thank you. I mean, I didn't fight pro or anything like that, but
you got skills. You got some skills.
I had some skills. I lit up Shulman, which you guys all like.
I would not get in the ring with. I'll tell you right now, I would not get in the ring with you.
Take it easy. Take it easy. I only had one fight. You know what I mean? But
wait, you only had one fight?
That was it. I mean, I sparred a lot.
The only fight that I saw was your only fight?
That was it. I've always fought on one
dude?
smoker.
You could have been somebody.
You could have been a contender.
Instead of a bum.
Could have been a contender.
Instead of a bum.
Bum. What shot did
Don't
you ever
know,
take?
Charlie? It was you, Charlie. But going into that fight, I trained all the time. I did not stop training.
Right.
Physically, mentally, up until... And it's funny because the day of the fight, I'll never forget, my friends came up from San Diego, and my buddy's wife was giggling. She's like, "Aren't you afraid?" And I was like, yes I am, but I'm not, because there's nothing else I could do at this point. I've put in the time. I've trained as hard as I could train. I've done everything I can. Now I just got to let the chips fall where they may.
That's life.
And that's life. Right. You got to prepare yourself as best as you can, whether it's filmmaking, and it's hard doing indie filmmaking because how much preparation do you get actually?
Are you afraid?
Really
every day.
Oh,
every day.
Yeah, I shouldn't say. Listen, I was afraid. I'm not a psychopath. Dude, there's people in the ring. The funny thing about a fight, is
Jury's
it's loud as
still
fuck.
Right.
It's loud as fuck. You get in the ring, it's still loud. You go in the corner. You get all ready to go. You come out to the center of the ring. They give you instructions, everything. You go back to the corner, and it goes dead silent. It's fucking dead silent, and you're like, "Oh fuck, where's everybody?" And then the bell rings, and it's just you and the guy lock eyes. All right, here we go. And then the crowd starts going again. But it's
all
just,
right. Thank you for the whole boxing.
You're gonna cut all that shit out.
Really
anyway,
appreciate it. But getting back to filmmaking, I am afraid every day getting up in the morning and knowing that I've got kids.
Yeah.
And then I got a wife. And I got a mortgage, and I got cars, and I got college. There's a lot of stuff to accomplish, and you get up, and as you get older, you start to realize nothing's impossible, but you do start running out of time.
Right.
So you have to be careful and strategic about your dealings with people in the business and in the business that you want to make money in. I always think about how did I end up making a living doing what I'm doing? And when I think about it, it was refusing to do something else.
Yes.
You're going to make a living if you have no choice.
Right.
Yeah.
You close the door behind you. That's
Yeah.
the way it should be.
If you jump, you throw your hat over the fence, and you're like, "Fuck, I got to go get it."
Right.
So that's sometimes the difference in whether or not you're going to feed your family with the business you're in, or you're going to feed your family with something else. Because if something else comes easier to you, and you do it, you'll end up doing that because you know that there's cheese there, and you know that's where you're going to go.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but not impossible. So you did comedy. You teared up. You went up with the legends.
The most
and
successful
show.
stand-up, especially Latino,
Of all time.
history.
Really?
Yeah, the original Latin Kings of Comedy. Me, Paul Rodriguez, George Lopez, Cheech Marin.
That
Wow.
one was great.
And,
it was so good.
It was in the
hilarious.
theater. It
Yeah.
wasn't just in DVD. It
Yeah.
was in the theater, in the movie theaters.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
our premiere was at the Man's Chinese Theater.
That was a great show, and I think you guys did it again. Did you guys do it again, or just that one time?
No, it was just at one time.
Why the most successful
You have-
comedy team of all time?
You have several different egos, or not several. You have two different egos, and sometimes they don't get along. But what
That's
I
our
did
business. That's our business.
yeah. But what I did,
Comic
a few-
show is a little different.
what I did a few years later, because I didn't want to be just known for that,
Yeah.
which isn't a bad thing. I've learned later, but I said, you know what? I'm going to produce my own Latin Kings of Comedy, but a different version. So I did something called Latin Palooza, and it was really successful. It did well. CAA actually picked it up, but what happened there was during that time, it was 2006. During that time, one of the popular DVDs was Laugh-A-Palooza with Jamie Foxx. And it was on every shelf. Blockbuster, every shelf from Best Buy, Circuit City, back, all those. So what I did was I found out who the distributor was. I found out the company, and I got a meeting with one of the guys, and I said, listen, we had a lunch meeting, and I go, I want to create something that's going to be right on the shelf next to Laugh-A-Palooza. It's called Latin Palooza, and that's how I sold it with that sentence alone. And he goes, I want it.
Nice.
So we just hashed out. He goes, yeah, you could have new comics. I go, no, I don't want new comics. I go, if I'm going to go and shoot it only one, I want these comics to be solid. I want them to be, they don't necessarily have to be household names, but they have to be solid comedians. Blah, blah. So we hashed that out, and then they advanced me the whole thing.
Wow.
And when I put every dime on that screen. And it turned out to become really successful, and it's beautiful.
Latin Palooza.
Latin
Can we
Palooza.
see it today?
Yeah, it's in Netflix on DVD.
There we
Wow,
go.
dude.
Because it was
Netflix-
back then before the streaming.
Yeah,
before the
right,
streaming.
right.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon. You could buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's actually really good. It's myself, Woody Barcena, Alex Raimundo, Darren Carter, and Mike Robles.
Okay.
But
The
it's a really
OGs,
good
man,
production.
The OGs.
Yeah, yeah.
Are all of the people that you started with, are they still in comedy?
Not everybody, no.
Not everybody.
A lot of people. I just did another podcast today for Felipe Esparza, who was in El Matador, and now he's doing really well. He won Last Comic Standing.
He was in El Matador too?
Yeah, he was also
Dude,
in
that's
El
a
Damn,
Matador.
that's like he's
cast.
got like a good cast.
That is
in
a great cast.
Yeah.
Martin, everybody, a whole bunch
What
of
if you
people.
did you pretended like you were going to do a sequel and got everyone back?
Well, I would do that. It'll be so much better than it was. original.
I think a sequel. Are we talking about that right here on the podcast? Is there
I don't
is there
know.
maybe
if
a
you can
sequel?
get those
No.
guys, dude, that'd be pretty cool. Just
Well, I
to,
could
I'd
get
make a
them.
full feature.
Oh
Full
yeah,
feature
I
with
did a
them.
feature. El Matador was a feature. El Matador was so. The DP I got. I got him because he had all the equipment. He was horrible. He was a great person, a nice guy, but he was horrible. He was so bad that at the end of before we finished production, he actually gave me my money back because he kept on messing up so much. And when
That's
you
a nice guy.
Dude,
when you
that's
mess up on film,
Yeah.
you really mess up on film.
Yeah.
And but you learn, man. You live and learn.
Yeah, you live and
I learned a hell of a lot making that movie. And,
You get off the canvas.
Yeah, and I got basically that movie put me on the canvas, and I got back up. And actually, that movie won. The film festival's not around anymore, but it was I won Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Acting at the Chicano Film Festival.
Really? Wait, the Chicano Film Festival ain't around
No,
anymore?
not anymore.
It's called La Leaf.
Is it?
No, I'm
no,
kidding.
no.
That's Edward
But
James Olmos.
back then, it was like the 8th annual, so it was around for a while.
Yeah.
And
What? We need to
it
bring
won
that
best,
back.
I won Best Picture and I won
Dude,
Best
that is
Director.
a great cast. I'm sure it's a fine movie.
No.
I gotta check it out. Well,
Give it
painful
to me. I'll
watch.
put it on Amazon.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
probably is on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, so it's there. You can rent
DVD,
it.
You could buy it on
All right,
Amazon.
well, next
can rent
podcast we'll watch it and critique it on
Yeah.
while we're on the
Absolutely.
podcast. So you have a great career in comedy. You create all of this content.
Right.
You direct, produce, you do everything. You were saying earlier today when before we started that you kind of got to do that, right? You kind of got to do it all.
Oh yeah, you got to do it all. You can't. Like I didn't want to do it all. I didn't even know. I never wanted to be a producer. And then when I made El Matador, when I'm doing the credits, I'm like, oh wait a second, I was a producer too.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was a producer. I didn't know
Yeah.
producer sounded boring. I'm like, I don't want to be a producer.
Yeah.
You know, but
Mark
then I
Roberts.
realized, but then I realized I was a producer. And I love producing now because to me, producing is just directing before you start directing.
Yeah,
that's
you're
all
right.
producing is. All you do, you're directing. You're actually
Yeah.
directing the production of it.
Yeah.
And so you know, there's all kinds of producers too. There's some that are good with money. There's some who are good at this. And then there's obviously the creative producer, and that's what I think I consider myself. Where you like, all right, I gotta make this shit happen. How do I do it? There's a scene in Apollo 13 that I love, and I use this as an analogy for filmmaking. And in the scene, Tom Hanks' character, is talking to the control room. He says, hey, we heard a noise. NASA, we got a problem. Or Houston, we got a problem. So, the main engineer looks like they're all looking at each other like they're dead. There's nothing we can do. They're up there. We're down here. They're done.
Yeah.
And he looks at all the other engineers. He says, I want you to take a duplicate of everything that's on that capsule and put it on this table within half an hour. Half an hour later, this table's got a bunch of wires and tape and tubes. And he says, take all this and figure out how to make them breathe with this. And that's what filmmaking is. You figure out how to make your damn movie with what you got.
Yeah, wow.
That period. You don't worry.
That was a great
Do
scene.
not worry about what you don't have. You worry about what you got.
You're-
If you got a flashlight, guess what? That's your damn lighting.
Yeah.
Make the damn movie.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is.
And even more so in the edit bay when you're looking at all your takes, you're like, I know we've shot this, and you're going through and you're like, no, we didn't, or we did and it didn't turn out the way we. Well, this is what we got. Let's make it work.
Yeah, you're always doing it because even when it's done, it's not done. You're like, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done
Oh,
that.
of course,
you know what I mean?
But you can't always. That is what it is. You
That's
know?
it.
Like-
That's a tentpole, man. That's a tentpole of this show. That's an amazing. What you just put together and what you just said is a remarkable thing because it's true.
Do your homework, filmmakers. Do your homework.
And then what happens is like you're in the middle of doing all that, and then all of a sudden someone says, "Hey, I'm hungry."
Yes.
Hey.
What, are we getting pizza again?
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
motherfucker. You're getting
McDonald's. Everybody's got McDonald's, right? I did that with El Matador. McDonald's, pizza, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes, most of the time, no one cares, right?
No, you're right.
No one cares. There's that one annoying person who says, "Do we have any more water?
I'm
we ran
vegan."
out." I'm vegan. Yes.
Very few people in this business do it solely for the money.
Yeah.
Whether you're an actor, whether you're a crew person, you do it because you have passionate about film.
Lopez does it for money.
Yeah, at his point, yeah. But no, but the thing is, but if if you have a great project and someone really cares about being a filmmaker or being an actor, and they see this, they go, no, I'm in, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'll do this, I'm all in. And I did a short film last year, and Yancy Arias, you guys know him from Kingpin, from Queen of the South. He read the script that I did, and he called me up 10 minutes later, and he's like, hey, man, I want to play this part. And I'm like, well, this low budget, da-da-da. And he goes, and we talked it out, and he did the part. But even though he didn't need to do that short film, but he wanted to because he believed in the script and he believed in the story.
Right.
And so, I met with him and stuff, and I wanted the reason I met with him before for different reasons because of the type of character and everything. But I wanted him to feel confident with me, because if you're an established actor and you're going to devote some time and some energy into a project, you want to know that whoever's directing, whoever's in charge of this project, is going to do good by it.
Yeah.
Not waste your time. You know what I mean? So that's really important. The same thing with this. I'm not going to mention his name, but there's a well-known person that's interested in this project that I'm doing now, and I think he might have been a little hurt that I asked him to put something on tape for me. And I told him, I said, look, I've never seen you. He's more of a comedic actor. I've never seen you do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not being offensive. I want to make sure I do everything right.
Right.
I would be an amateur director if I go, oh yeah, you got a name, coach, you could be in it, and then he's not right for the part.
Yeah.
I would be a horrible director or producer if I made that happen.
Yeah.
I hope he's the right guy, but I don't know if he is. I'm still going to audition people. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I want the right person for that part, and there won't be one day of shooting if I don't have that right person. And that's just the way it's going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And at this point, you've gone so far down the line, you can't go all the way back because that would be going back to the beginning. You've already got off the canvas a few times.
Right.
So now you're ready to go. You're ready to go.
I'm not cocky and I'm not braggadocious at all, but I'm a freaking good filmmaker, man.
You're a little braggadocio.
Just a little.
Just a little.
No, because you know why? Because I'm serious about it. Like, I don't mess around.
Yeah.
You should see the homework I do. When I'm on a set, I know what my day is going to be to the minute. Now, of course, it always varies.
Yeah.
But I'll know I have an 11.5-hour day. I know it because I time everything. I put every shot I time, makeup I time, lunch, everything gets timed. I do it, I handle it, and I don't want any surprises. I want to know what I got.
Yeah.
And so when I'm on a set, there's no slowing down. Everything, that camera's always shooting. There's always something going in that camera. I'm moving, everything. Nobody's ever sitting around.
Yeah.
And that's the way I always run my sets. I'm like, we're working.
I think there's no one more deserving that I've met we've talked to on the podcast, off the podcast, as you. You really do deserve to have your own show.
I hope so, man.
Well, you put in the time.
Look, I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
I've seen your work. I've worked with you, dude. As an actor, personally, we've always wanted to have you. Lorena and I always wanted to have you in every movie we did, because you always come out and are a natural actor. You do your part, and you do it. Even the little things, the stuff we did, you were wonderful in. So I just think that you really deserve an opportunity to do your own show or your own special or whatever. And I know it's going to happen, and I know it's going to be big. I just hope you give me a job when that happens.
You got it. One thing about me, I'm very loyal.
No, I appreciate that.
And I'm very loyal, and I always say this. There's another saying, and you guys probably heard it. When you have success, don't build a wall, build a longer table.
That's
and
right.
I always believe in that.
That's great.
I've always believed in that.
Let's talk about a couple of things.
Okay.
I want to talk about your pilot.
Okay.
I'm going to watch it. I haven't seen it. Tootie's watched it.
Yeah, it's
But
funny.
I want to talk about what you made it for, because this pilot, from what you've told me, can be shown on television.
Yes,
with the quality of it is so great.
Yes.
And what did you make it for? How much money?
$4,000.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say. That's first of all,
Say he's a filmmaker, 'cause that's what he is.
That's no money.
That's no money. That's money that's craft service for 2 days.
That's right.
And there's multiple locations. It's not like he shot $4,000 in one location.
No, I wish.
He travels around. He's in nice places.
This is a single camera comedy that I'm going to look at and that we're going to try to sell.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, to somebody.
And the way, and I'll give you a background story on
Tell
this.
me how you did it. How'd you do it?
It's loosely based on myself during a time in my life when I was broke as hell. During the, I've had a really good career. There's been ups and downs, like everyone on this table and everyone in show business. No one's ever had it all perfect. Well,
No.
maybe the Kardashians, but nobody else has really had it perfect. There was a point where I was making so much money. I bought my mom a house. I had a house. I also had an apartment. I had like cars. And I'm making so much money. I was afraid. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to end one day. And guess what? It did. And so I know how that felt. And then I was living with a person. Things were really bad after the recession. I ended up leaving. And my friend, God bless his soul, let me stay at his guest house for free. And I stayed at his guest house for 2 years. I hated being there. Not because of him. It was because it wasn't mine, and I felt like I was a loser. And I just felt really bad. I hated my life at that time. I'm like, man, I'm on the ground, but I'm on the ground too long, man. I got to get out of this ground, out of this thing. So one day I'm watching a television show, and they were interviewing Louis C.K. And Louis C.K., if you don't know, he produces, writes, directs, edits. He does all his stuff.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
I'm
that
a big fan of his, but I didn't know
amazing.
that.
He's a great filmmaker. So anyway, he was saying that he had a meeting with, I think it was FX at the time, and they said, look, we'll give you $250,000 to make a pilot. And he goes, all right. Now he goes, well, I'll write it, produce it, direct. He did all those things. Then I remember going, man, I wish I could do that. And I can. I have a storage room, a 10 by 10 storage with all my film equipment. I can literally shoot a film all by myself. Some of it, not the best equipment. Some of it is, have good, old, whatever. But I can have enough equipment where I can shoot. So I go, wait a second, I can. And this was like one of those moments when I said, I'm going to be a comedian. And so it was like an aha moment. And I go, I'm going to make a pilot, and I'm going to get me out of this goddamn slump I'm in. And I'm going to sell it, just like Louis C.K. did it. But I said, I got to do everything like he did. I got to write it, produce, direct. So I sat down, and 2 weeks later, I had a script. I found some other people who were writers and stuff. I let them see it. I got some feedback. I moved, And during this time, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to finance this thing? And I'm really good. I can look at the script and tell you how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
I'm really good like that. I can do that. So I looked at the script. I go, I can do this for $4,000. I just came up with a number, random. And I was right. When I broke it down, I was right. So there was a guy who hired me to shoot a trailer for a movie. And he liked me a lot. He was a big fan of my filmmaking. So I went up to him. I go, listen, would you want to be part of this project? I need you to finance it for me. I need $4,000. I'll pay you back, which I did. And I go, and you'll be executive producer. One of the executive producers. He goes, okay. So he wrote me a check, and I started production right away. And I got a couple. One person that got on the project ended up getting a restraining order on. That's a whole different story. That's a different podcast.
Wait, what character? Oh, yeah,
no, she was a producer. She was a producer on it.
Okay.
She got a restraining order on who?
No, I got a restraining order on her.
Oh, good for you.
So, because she was freaking nuts. But I still started it because I had somebody to help, because I didn't have nobody else. I was all by myself on this project. But so
literally
anyway,
a one-man band.
Yeah. And so
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, so I got my DP is also my editor, and he's also a 2-time Emmy award-winning filmmaker. So he's a really great guy. I love him to death. So I got him on board, and we just decided, we talked about how to shoot this the right way. And I told him, I said, his name is Steven Rimlinger. And I go, Steven, this is not going to be a sizzle. This isn't going to be a proof of concept. This is going to be, I want this to be I need to impress people who don't know who I am. I need them to go, oh shit, we don't like this. We don't like the show, but we like what you can do. Right. That's what I wanted to prove more than anything.
And let's talk about this. You proved it right away.
Yeah,
you showed it to the first person you showed it to. What happened?
The first person I showed it to was a producer friend of mine who I did another TV show for a long time ago. A guy named Scott Satin, does a lot of stuff. And so I sent Scott the link, and he looked at the link, and he called me up, and he called me up to his office. So I went to his office, and he goes, hey, what was your budget? And he was like 50, 100 grand, like how, like, he had these weird numbers. I'm like, no, really? I was like $4,000. He looked at me like, he just stared at me. He goes, what? I go, yeah. I go, just this for $4,000, man. That's it. And he's like, that's how you sell it. And then he goes, I'm doing a game show right now. Would you like to work? Would you like to write on it? And I'm like, yeah, I love to. I don't have a paycheck right now. I need a paycheck. So he hired me on the. Well, he didn't hire me on the spot. He actually gave me. I had to give him some samples of my work of writing for that show, for the kind of writing, and he liked it, and he hired me. So that gave me that opportunity. So it's funny that even
How
though
long you been on that game show?
This is third year already. This is the third season,
dude.
Yeah.
So, that's an amazing story, man.
Yeah, I'm one of the producers on it. I'm also one of the writers. So, but the funny thing is I did the pilot to get me a job, to get me out of a slump, and it got me out of the slump. But it wasn't the job I wanted. But it's like you never know how life's going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
that's
kind of
what
weird.
I'm talking about, though. You did something to impress somebody so that they knew what you can do. You did it. You impressed somebody, and they gave you a pretty cool job.
Yeah, it was a great job. And it's out of all the writers that are on there, only some are also producers. And so, for instance, we write all week, and then when we shoot, the producers come down and work the floor. And they, I'm one of them. Not everybody does that. So it's only like a handful that does that.
Yeah. Which show is this?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing the table. It's called Funny You Should Ask. It's syndicated, so it's all over the country. In LA, I think it's on CBS like at 2 and 2:30 or something like that.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Guys.
And it's a great show. High quality show, great talent on it. It's
a
wonderful.
buddy of mine, my wife's friend, her husband, he writes on it. And when I was looking when I was looking for Don Mierda, remember I was stuck because I thought I was going to get somebody and it didn't fall through, and I was like, fuck. And then you recommended Joe. Roberts told me I got the perfect guy. And right around the same time, I wanted the comic. And my buddy, his name is Claude Stewart, I sent him a text because he's the only comic I really know.
And he recommended him.
It was like he got back. He goes, Joey Medina's perfect. Because I said, he goes, what's it about? And I told him. He goes, I think this guy's perfect. And then you told me, and I was like, oh, great. And then we hooked up, and you know what? You were great. You killed it, bro.
Yeah,
Well, you know, it's funny. I always act like a director. Like in my mind, I go, okay, how would I direct a director to play this role? Or I even do that when I audition. I'm like, what are they looking for? What a director was looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of my directing has helped me as an actor.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's amazing, dude. What a great, inspiring story. And I think if you're out there thinking about doing stuff to impress somebody, to maybe get you a job, maybe your art doesn't turn into doing that same piece of art for a network, but maybe it turns into your buddy or a producer you know or a director you know going, you know what, you have a ton of talent. Let's work together.
Yes.
When it comes to music,
Yes.
have you used music libraries? Because
Yes.
we're big fans here of a company called ExtremeMusic.com.
Uh-huh.
And Russell Emanuel,
Who's the best, by the way?
a mogul, dude, practically invented libraries.
Oh, good. I'll look in. I'll definitely check that out for this next project I'm doing.
Well, you got to know, ExtremeMusic.com's got, just like many libraries, has thousands and thousands of composers. I used it for the movie you came to see, Love and Betrayal. All of that music was from ExtremeMusic.com. All of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as a filmmaker, you got to check them out because they are really, really good.
Invaluable.
Yeah, invaluable. What do you do for your movies, music-wise? How do you figure it out?
Well, geez, it depends on what I'm going to do with it.
Do you hire composers or do you just pick music?
I've done a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So it just depends. If there's something I really want specific, if I can't find it, then I'll have somebody write it.
Have you
And
heard
just
of
move
Hans
it.
Zimmer?
Oh, yeah, of course.
He's Extreme Music.
Extreme
He's a
Music.
part of the company.
Yeah,
I don't
I'll
know.
go.
Can we get Hans's music?
I don't think so, but there's a lot of other people on there that you can that are affordable that you can put.
I was lucky enough to have a friend because I wanted specific music, but I didn't know what kind of music. I'm like, I know it when I hear it. That's all I knew. I knew it when I hear it. And I was talking to a friend of mine. His father was a guy named Joe Loco, a Puerto Rican musician from like the 60s. And he goes, hey, you could use my dad's music. Yeah, I have the right to my dad's music. So I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And it was perfect. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
I sent because I didn't have an opening theme, and I sent the one I liked for the opening theme to Steven, my partner Steven, and he goes, that's it. I go, I know, that's it. Perfect. We both agree. I'm like, this is it. Let's do it. And it was the perfect opening. And then I used a lot of that. But then I went on YouTube. There was a lot of sitcom-y type of music that was royalty free.
Yeah.
Right? And I nabbed some of that, and I used a little bit of that. I would mix it with something different. And I would get creative with it because music, as you guys know, is a huge part. If you use it well, it's valuable. If you use it horribly, it
Increases the value of your movie by 50%.
Yes.
If you're out there and you're thinking sitcom, western, action film,
Horror.
anything, go to extrememusic.com, check it out, give them a try.
I'm good.
They're really
I promise you,
interesting.
I'm gonna check them out for Philly Delight. This next project that I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
Moving on, I want to talk about your current project.
Thank you.
I
Philly
want
Delight.
I want to raise money for you
Yes,
here.
please.
Philly Delight. What's it about?
I'll tell you.
I want to hear about Philly Delight.
Let me tell you how Philly Delight started really quick. Last year I went with to Vegas to celebrate my sister's birthday. We went to a drag queen brunch. And they're amazing. It was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. And I think one of the things that helped was I was drunk on mimosas. But it was still one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. But I remember looking at these performers, these women on the stage, right? Performing and dancing and doing all this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my God, these girls are the most, I go, right now they're the stars. They're the hit. But I bet their lives are horrible. I bet they have tough lives. And I just kept on thinking about that. Then I saw these older white men, I call them Trump supporters. They look like Trump supporters where like they're flirting with the girls, they're on their lap. And I'm thinking, I bet you in real life they're making fun of them. they're doing all this, but yet underneath, on the slide, they're closet or whatever. So I'm just thinking about all of this. So I told myself, I'm going to do a documentary about these performers' lives. And then I thought to myself, I can't do a documentary. It's going to cost too much, a lot of time, a lot of effort. I can't. That's way too much. I can't do that right now. But I can do it short. So I thought about it, and I said, I'm going to do a short about a drag queen in the 80s who was really well, who was famous, but now she's out of shape, and she's not doing well. She's also transgender, and she's being abused. She's aged out. She's being abused, and she's going through depression from the beginning to end. And I remember thinking to myself, I want this to look and feel like Taxi Driver, that kind of film.
Yeah.
Fight Club, films like that are gritty.
Yeah.
Then, so I wrote the script. I was I feel really good with the script. But then when Joker came out and I saw Joker, I'm like, that's it. It was funny because my DP saw Joker by himself too, and we both called each other like, that's Philly Delight. I go, yep, that's Philly Delight. That's the same feel, same look, same vibe.
Yeah.
So,
while you were writing it, though, you were saying, were you getting emotional while you were writing this thing?
There's two scenes, especially one scene where I'm writing it, and as I'm writing it, I'm literally crying. I'm teared up because I'm
like
a very
ugly cry or just crying.
Oh yeah, it was
ugly cry.
Yeah, I was
Kardashian
I wasn't gay. I was on the waiting list, man. I was just very. And I mean that in a
You
good
were
way.
feeling it, dude.
Because every writer is different. When I write, I don't know what I'm going to write. I'm in the moment, and I let the characters talk. So I'm writing, and I'm feeling all this. I'm like, oh, I'm like, because I'm a very empathetic person too. I'm extremely empathetic, and I hate bullies, and I see someone suffering, it just kills me, and I'm that kind of person. So as I'm writing this,
take notes,
the
Robert.
character's name is Benjamin, and his stage name is Philly Delight, But as I'm writing this, I'm tearing it up, and I'm like going. But in the back of my head, I'm going, "This is going to be great because this is what I want. I want everyone who watches that to
Feel like
tear up."
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I let Emilio Rivera read it, and he hit me back up saying, "Hey, bro, I teared up, man, in that script." And I'm like, "That's awesome! If I can make this guy tear up, this tough man tear up, then I'm doing a good job."
But wait, so you were crying. Which part of it were you connecting with?
No, there's a scene. I won't tell you what the scene is, but basically what it is, there's a scene where his agent sends him an audition, and in the audition, he's wrong for the audition. He's twice the age that the character he's auditioning for. So when he gets to the audition, the casting people are looking at him like, "Dude, this is a waste of time. Why are you even here?" And something tragic also happened to him before that. And he's like, "I'll leave, I'll just go." And the director's like, "No, just go ahead and read. You're already here." And they're kind of like, "You're wasting our time, but just read."
Just do it.
So he reads, and the first line snaps him out of it, and he's off. He's like, "What?" And then they do it again, and he's reading the lines as though that's really happening to him, and he's tearing up, and the casting people are tearing up, and they're basically in awe. And at the end, he just runs out. And so we don't know what happens until later. But
that's the end of the. That's the end of the movie.
No, that's just the end of that scene.
Oh, okay,
But,
and that's the one you were crying about.
Yeah, that's the scene I was crying about. And there was another
I'm
scene.
kind of choking
too.
up right now just thinking about it.
But because in this scene, you really see this character's pain. You see his pain, and you feel the pain. And the people that are
It all comes to the head in that one moment.
and the people that are casting him, it's almost like this is real now. This
That's his
isn't
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is real now. This is not. He is not acting. And he pours everything in it, and and he does an amazing job.
Does he get the part?
I can't tell you. You
Okay.
gotta watch the movie.
I love the idea of this movie. First of all, because I don't know, I love aging characters. Guys,
Yeah.
because The Unforgiven is that,
Oh yeah, of course.
but not.
Right.
But he's not transgender,
But one of the
nor a drag queen. But what I love about it is that it's edgy. It's today.
Mm-hmm.
I think there should look if you're listening to this and you know someone that has transgender friends or cares about this subject matter, I would send them to Joey's
Indiegogo.
It's an Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's an
send them to the
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo. So how do they get to the Indiegogo?
You go to just Indiegogo.com and look up Philly Delight, and the way it's spelled is PHILLY D, the letter D dash LITE, Philly Delight, like Sunny Delight, but Philly Delight. And it's Joey. Yeah. Oh, and my name is Joey Medina. I'm sure maybe you could.
How do they find you on Instagram?
Instagram is Joey Medina Comic. One word, Joey Medina Comic. My Facebook and Twitter is Joey Medina Comic as well.
Right.
I know how it is not to have money where you want to donate and you can't, and you're like, oh, I don't want to. I promise you, if you have $1, donate the $1. I'm okay with that, because if 100 people send $1, if 1,000 people send $1, that's $100 closer, or $1,000 closer. Don't be embarrassed to send $1. I'll appreciate that, because I know that came from a good heart, and all you had was $1.
You know what Joey can do with $4,000. So.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, so I'm trying to raise $15,000 for this, and
well, what's great, Joey, is not to, but you're sitting next to a guy who's raised $43 million privately.
Nice.
So let's see and he's interested. He's not interested in my projects. I fucking pitch the guy all the time. He don't give a shit about me. He's like, yeah, just eat some more chips.
Let's do a little sidebar. Let's do a sidebar. No, look, I believe in you. I think that you're very talented. I think that people should. Let's see what you can do with $15,000.
$15,000 actually.
I'm going to donate myself. I'm going to go on there and donate tonight.
Thank you. Anything. And you know what? Even if you don't have, if you have zero money to donate, if you can spread that website, if you can spread the link, I would really appreciate it. Yeah. Well, and because there's a really strong message against bullying, and there's a real strong message against suicide on this. And matter of fact, at the end of the video and the promo video on the campaign is the phone number for suicide prevention.
Yeah,
because the thing is this: people in the LGBT community really are being abused, and they really are being killed. This year alone, I think the number is like 11 transgender people were killed just this year long, and being killed because of who you are is they might as well. It's like killing one of us because we're Hispanic. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Really is the exact same thing.
I'm not Hispanic. I'm Mexican.
Latino. Yeah, whatever we are. Whatever you want to call us.
Chicano. I mean, dude.
Wait, I'm Latinx. I'm Latinx.
But you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so to me, I've always been, maybe because I was a boxer, but I've always been very anti-bully. I've always been a protector of people. My best friend in high school was gay. And I would protect him. Like, at first, I didn't know I was protecting him. I just was hanging out with him. And he was funny, so I liked hanging out with him. But then I realized, as I got older, I'm like, oh, nobody messed with him because he was my friend, and everybody knew I could kick their ass. You know what I mean? And I think he knew that, too. His name was Victor. Funny dude. Anyway, but, so anyway, I'm just, like I said, I'm very empathetic. And I think this film has a lot of legs. I think this film is going to do well. I think this is the kind of film that Sundance would love. Other film festivals would love.
I think you're right.
Does Philly D have a character similar, or Philly Delight? I'm sorry, have a character who protects her or protects him?
No, not at all, man.
Really?
Not at all. Philly Delight is abused the entire project.
Maybe she needs a friend like Joey Medina.
Yeah. Well, I would totally protect her, but I think I'm like in my mind, she is a person that I've seen many times. This year alone, I went with my sons. We went to the Horror Nights at Universal, and there was this trans woman who was a man but the thing was, you could see she was all man featured, everything, but a dress, longer hair, and nails. But you could tell that was it. Yeah. And I'm thinking, man, when you're like, she probably gets treated so badly. She gets all these stares, and my character, Philly Delight, this is happening to her in the late '80s. So it's even worse back then.
Yeah,
where you've got the AIDS situation, and there's nothing you can do about it.
A lot of stigma.
You know what I mean? So it was even worse back then. This is a big movie in a little movie in a body of a little movie.
Right.
And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to make a big movie. And if you've seen the one I did something else. So I did The Lesson with Yancy Arias. That's an 8-minute movie. It feels like a full movie. Right. And this is going to be twice as long. Yeah. But it's going to,
Storytelling is, it doesn't matter how long it is as long as it's impactful and has an arc.
A short movie that we want to do is about coffee.
Roberts.
Brilliant.
This is true.
Yeah. Roberts gets the good coffee at my work while I get the shitty coffee. And he rubs it in my face. He's sending me photos of him drinking coffee at the montage outside.
That's right.
It's funny.
That's right.
We're gonna shoot it soon.
You know what? That's a terrific. We'll talk about it in the next podcast. But that's a terrific short. Let's talk about it in the next one. But Joey, congratulations on all of your success, because you've made it happen on your own. You've gotten off the canvas many, many times, and you succeed because of it. I'm proud to know you, buddy.
I'm proud to know you too.
I hope people go and donate to this very cool and important movie. And I think you're right. I think Sundance would love it.
Yeah.
I'm losing my voice. But let's get together again soon.
Absolutely.
Let's get together as soon as you raise the money so that we can hear about that success, because I know it's going to happen. And thank you guys. Thanks everybody for
Thanks, Pink Taco.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you, Joey.
showing up. And thank you very much to the historic Pink Taco
That's right.
Yes, we're here at the Pink
on
Taco, Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
This was an amazing night tonight. We seem to figure it out. There's music playing. There's people drinking.
Yeah.
There's people yelling, and we still got this done. So thank you, Joey. Thank you, Tootie. And thank you, Davey Dave.
Thank you.
We'll see you next
Mr.
time.
Roberts.
Even though we were 4 hours late.
What a day.